Hey there, it's Jennifer. I am back at Hobby Lobby. I know they've put out some more fall stuff, so let's go see what they have. They have these really cute glass bottles here you can use as vases. These are going to be $7.49 and they come in these 3 colors. Perfect for fall season. And I'm seeing a new jar here for that buttered pumpkin scented candle. This one is $19.99 and it is 18 ounces and it is a 2-wick candle. And we also have these 3 pumpkin wall decor signs. These are tin and they have that really pretty embossed filigree pattern on them. So nice. I love all these, the shades of all these colors, I should say. Really pretty. And for $29.99 we have a tablecloth that is 60 by 120 in this nice ivory color. Has a little bit of detail here around the edging. And for $2.99 we have this set of cookie cutters in the different pumpkin shapes. Also for $2.99 we have the wood words that you can use for crafting, decorating, table setting. Let's see, we have thankful, grateful, and blessed. It's a 6-piece package, so you get 2 of each. For $10.99 we have these pumpkin shape vases. This one is kind of it's a grayish brown color, which is a little bit different than this kind of brownish orange color. And then they have a third one that's a really orange color. For $7.99 they have these storage boxes here. That's the top of the box. The sides are gray, like a charcoal gray and white buffalo check, and it does have a magnetic closure there. And we saw these before when I had to dig them out of the bucket. They're finally on the shelf. These are $16.99 each, and they're these little wicker pumpkins here. So cute. They do have that opening on the bottom. Not sure if you put a candle under there, like an LED candle, if you'd see light coming through. It's a pretty tight weave, so I'm not sure that it would. It also comes in this really nice natural orange color. Love these. Love these. For $11.99 they have the words out. So we have thankful and blessed. And for $27.99 we have the table runners out. So this one's really cute. I love the little fringe on the edge, and then it's like a multicolor stripe. So that one is really nice, like that. And then for $17.99 we have the fall plaid, heavy on the browns here, which is really pretty. And for $9.99 we have these little scarecrow sitters here. So we've got this little one here with the yellow leaf in the hat, and then this one has the little pigtails and the orange leaf in her hat and her little dress. Very cute little couple here. For $23.99 they have this set of 4 ceramic houses here. They do light up in there. And for $9.99 they have this little square-ish riser on the metal legs with the wood. And for $4.99 we have these new signs this year. So the little tabletop decor signs. We have Hello Fall, Happy Thanksgiving, and Fall for Jesus, He Never Leaves. So those are the 3 ones that I'm seeing. In that last video we saw this one here, Welcome to Our Patch, but we didn't see this one, Thankful and Blessed. And these are $9.99 and they do have the little kickstand to stand up on its own on a table. And for $12.99 they have this darker color wood grab a cup, mark it up little container that you can put like plastic cups in there and a marker to put your names on it if you're having a party. They had one, we can go look at it too, in the 4th of July patriotic section, but it's a lighter wood. So just kind of know there's 2 of them in the store, just in different areas. The fall one's darker and the one in the patriotic section is lighter. And for $19.99 they have this nice Lazy Susan here, come gather at the table. that almost looks like you hand painted it and stenciled that on there. Really cute. And for $5.99, they have these little book stacks. I love fall most of all, with the little beads in the leaf in the sage green. And in the white, they have it with the pumpkin and the orange beads. And that says, love you more than pumpkin anything. And for $7.99, they have this nice dark amber colored vase here. Really pretty. It's a good size. And for $12.99, they brought back the glass pumpkin shaped butter dishes. And last year I remember seeing them in two colors. I think there was like an amber brown, if I'm not mistaken, and then the clear. Right now I'm only seeing the clear, but they still have a bunch of boxes out, so I'm sure they're still unpacking it all. I'm not remembering if we saw these glass pumpkins last time. These are $29.99 and they come in the two colors. This one is kind of a grayish brown shade, a very warm toned gray, and then the orange. And they do have the opening on the bottom that you can put in an LED candle or some fairy lights. That'd be really cute in there. And then this sign, I believe, is new for this year as well. Welcome Harvest. This is $14.99. And for $5.49, we have these tiny little pumpkins here out of fabric. So we have the green, the orange, and more of like a burnt red color. It's very orangey toned red. And for $7.49, they have these vases here. These ones have a very imperfect shape to them, which kind of makes them really unique, really cute. And they're, you know, hand test here, about so big. And for $8.99, we have these mason jars. Just want to show you how large they are compared to my hand, in this really pretty pumpkin orange color, and then the white. For $6.49, they have the smaller boucle pumpkins here. So they have the dark olive green, that darker pumpkin orange, and the off-white here, those three colors. And for $5.99, they have these little wood block pumpkin tabletop signs with the sweater fabric on them. So they have that in the sage green, the off-white, and the orange. And for $15.99, they have this little centerpiece bundle table shelf styling piece. This is really cute. Love the colors on there. For $5.99, they have these smaller risers here, also just in a little square shape. And for $8.99, they have the larger one as well. And to give you a quick size comparison on the size difference, there you go. And for $6.99, we have these wood block pumpkins in three colors and different sizes. So this one is the oblong ivory one, also $6.99. There's a shorter orange one. And this is the medium size one, also $6.99. And for $20.99, they have these larger sweater pumpkin pillows. These are definitely soft, squishy pillows. So let me see this. Yeah, the stem is pretty firm. It's not hard like wood, but it is more firm than the squishy pillow part. So just be aware of that. So you have that in that nice ivory color, that beautiful pumpkin orange. And then this green one has the little color flecks in it, which is really cute, like that one. And for $8.99, we have these little metal lanterns, kind of in a dark or painted brown, almost like a copper color, brown over copper. Really pretty with the leaf design. This is the larger one. This one is $8.99, and then they have a smaller one here for $6.99. And then there is the size difference for you. And for $6.99, they have these little bottle brush trees. So you have that brighter pumpkin orange here, the olive green, and then this is just a darker orange color. And to give you a sense of size, I don't know which way is easier with my hand there, do all the things, so you can kind of see how big those are. And for $27.99, they have this large dough bowl here. You can kind of see, compared to my hand, it is a good size. I'm going to stretch out my hand as far as I can. There's still room on the bottom of that. Really, really cute. $27.99 for that one. And they're all going to look a little bit different because it is real wood. And for $3.99, they have more cookie cutters here in the leaf patterns. And for $3.99, they have this little tabletop piece where you can put a name tag or a picture on it, all things give thanks. They also have this little green one that looks like a leaf shape. When I count my blessings, I count you twice. And the orange one is the pumpkin that says thankful, grateful, and truly blessed. And these are all $3.99. And for $6.99, they have this pack of 3 honeycomb pumpkins. So those are the different dimensions. You have a 9.8 inch, 6.5 inch, and a 4.9 inch. So you get one of each size. And it also comes in the off-white color. And for $31.99, we have this nice wood cake stand with the beads around the edges. Really pretty color brown there. I like this one a lot. And for $2.99, they have these little sunflower kitchen sponges. Those are really cute to decorate with. I've never actually used these. If you've used these before, will you please leave a comment below? Do they actually work? Are they actually worth it? Or is it really just purely a decorative piece? Super curious. Will you please let me know? And for $13.99, they have this nice little smaller wreath. You can use this on a door, on the back of a chair, on cabinets. You can use it as a tabletop piece, laying it flat, and put a candle or a pumpkin in the center or a turkey in the center if you want to highlight a certain decor piece. For $46.99, you have this tabletop piece here with the pumpkins and all the flowers. It is on a metal stand, so those are the 2 feet there. Hopefully you can see that on the camera there. So it will sit nicely on a table. And for $5.99, you have this Hello Fall sign that is brown on the back side. And for $9.99, we have these little topiary pumpkins here in the green, kind of a slate blue, and the off-white. And then it also comes in the orange, sage, and off-white, and in the 3 shades of orange. And for $7.99, we have the door knockers with the metallic looking acorns on them. No jingle like that for you. They also come in a non-shiny version, a matte version here in the all brown. And I'm not going to open these packages to take them out because they're setting up and I don't want to disturb what their plans are. But you can get a pack of 4 of the napkins for $8.49, and it has that similar detail as that ivory tablecloth that we saw earlier. So I'm guessing that tablecloth is also going to come in this color, and the napkins also in the ivory. And actually, here it is. Here's that orange version of the tablecloth. 60 by 84, $21.99 for that one. And for $89.99, they have the Peanuts Snoopy inflatable, and this is going to be 3.5 feet tall. And for $9.99, they have a couple of different sets of these tabletop decor sets. So they have this one here with the gnome and the little piece that says Hello Fall, and they have this set here too with the piece that says Fall, and it has the little scarecrow with the hat that says welcome. And I'm sure once they have all their paper goods out, we can go through all of them, but here's a sneak peek of what some of them will look like with the leaf pattern. These plates have some depth to them, so it's not a bowl, for sure, not a bowl. You wouldn't want to put any cereal in it or anything like that, but it has a serious lip on it here. So the gravy, the mashed potatoes, whatever you have that might be goopy and droopy and drippy, not going to run out of this plate. And it's $5.99 for 20. So for $7.99, you get a set of 4 wood coasters. And that bottom one, because if you count, it looks like there's 5. The bottom one is actually attached to the dowel here, so it acts as a holder for all of them. And if we look at the tag, they're in different shades of wood as well. So that is kind of cool, and actually something that I may consider picking up this year. And here is one of their food tins here. This is $5.49. It says Happy Autumn on the top. Love the little picture on there and all of the pumpkins and leaves around the edges. Let me know, do you use these? Do you gift things, food items, cookies, candies, popcorn, anything homemade to friends, family, coworkers? Let me know. I'm just curious, is that art died? Do people still do that? I'm super curious. And for $10.99, they have this set of 3. Just looks like tabletop decor. So you get 3 little pumpkins in white, sage, and orange. And for $21.99, they have these fall light up trees. They're about, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall. Once they're kind of all fluffed up and out, be about 2.5 feet tall. They're cute. And for $6.99 each, they have these little wall decor signs here. Hand test, they're not huge. They're probably maybe 9 inches across, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe more like 10 or so. Welcome friends there in the brown. They have the ivory one in Hello Fall, and then I'm loving the color scheme on this one, Welcome to Our Home. And for $6.99, they also have this little sign as well. And then we have these little wood trucks here. So in the green we have welcome, they're $5.49, and then in the orange it says Hello Fall, also $5.49. And then we have these little square decor pieces. This one says give thanks. It's on a sage block. That's $4.49. And then the kind of a goldenrod color here, a time for giving thanks. And then more of that reddish pumpkin color is gonna say grateful. And for $12.99, you have these little gnomies. Has some little details on its hat, and he's holding a pumpkin. And then they brought back our pilgrims from last year. These are $24.99 each for either the man or the woman. And for $21.99, they have this tree in this colorway here. You can see the top branches are kind of bent over, so once it's standing up straight and fluffed out, it's going to be a nice size. And this one also lights up. Let's see if I can find one. Here's a try me button. There, you can kind of see in there, it lights up. And they brought these metal trees back from last year. They have 3 different colorways here. I like the one in the middle the best. And again, these are $17.99. And for $26.99, they did it for you. So you have a ceramic or resin vase here, probably more resin, but they filled it up with all sorts of goodies. You got pods and berries and acorns and pine cones and all the fall leaves and everything. So gorgeous. And for $49.99, they have this massive turkey here in the white. Hand test. Let me see, all the way to the bottom. It's probably 2 hands for sure on the body, and then a third one just for the tail there. So this is a really good size. I love this. It is ceramic and it is gorgeous. It's $50, not on sale. Already thinking about it. And then I was just walking by the wall decor area. This is $37.99. This is gorgeous. It's all metal, but those are beautiful fall colors. If you decorate more with the blues and greens, that is really pretty. And for $38.99, they have this water globe with the scarecrow inside, and it lights up and has a whole bunch of glitter in there that is so pretty. Look at all that sparkle. Love that. Let's see, it has the little ring at the top. Super, super cute. See that little picture a little bit better, and it says Happy Fall on his post there. It does have a little crow or a raven, if you can see that at the top of his post. That bubble keeps getting in the way. But there you go. For $79.99, they have the stacking pumpkins again. We saw them in my first video in the all white, but I'm seeing them now in the tricolor here, the orange, that kind of sage green, and that off-white. And then they have it in all orange as well. And there's the all white one. It's really a winter white or an off-white. It looks really tall from this angle. It's not quite that tall. But what's cool about it, I'm glad the box is turned this way, is each one of them has its own stem. So you can use them individually. You can use them in an arrangement, not stacked, and it won't look weird, you know? So that I think is really cool that you have options to do it those 2 ways. So I really like that. And again, $79.99 for the stacking pumpkins. And they finally put their pillows down at a height where I can actually reach them and see the pricing. So this one is a return from last year. This is $29.99. And if I'm correct, I don't think any of them have removable cover. So let's go with the assumption that none of them do. And if I run into one that does, I'll let you know. And this classic pillow came back in the orange as well. Again, $29.99 for that one. We have these cute little shaped pumpkin pillows here in the orange and the tan for $12.99. And for $14.99, we have this lumbar pillow here with those sunflowers and that burlap colored fringe on the sides. For $29.99, we have a little scarecrow here. So we have this little one. It has the green background with the orange hat. And then we have her with the orange background and the green hat. And for $14.99, they have this smaller lumbar pillow with the white pumpkins. And then they have that burlap colored fringe on the sides as well. For $23.99, we have this really nice one. We saw this in the last video. And for $24.99, we saw this one in the last video, but this is a beautiful tapestry pillow. And then what I loved about this one too is that it had a nice pattern on the back in that color that matches really nicely with the plaid pillow that they have out this year. And again, this is going to be $24.99. Also for $24.99, we have the Highland Cow pillow. This does have a nice little scalloped border on the edge too, and the back on this one is a tan color. And for $32.99, they have this kind of longer lumbar pillow here with these pumpkins with all the beading. I'm going to get up really close so you can see the detail of the beadings. They have that gold thread going through, some iridescent beads, some beads that look like wood. This one is really gorgeous. They've put out a bunch more of the outdoor mats. So for $9.99, we have this one here that says thankful. For $14.99, you have this one that says hello. For $25.99, you have this nice one that says welcome. For $11.99, you have this one that says harvest market, open daily, pumpkins, hay rides, and hot cider. For $17.99, we have this nice anti-fatigue mat, and the orange one we just looked at is also anti-fatigue. This one though has a nice scallop edging on it, which is really nice. I think that's new for this year, that little detail. For $17.99, we have a return of a classic mat here. This one is also anti-fatigue. And for $17.99, we have this anti-fatigue with the Highland Cow. For $11.99, we have this one here that says welcome. Love the coloring on this one. Also for $11.99, we have this kind of a pumpkin orange and cream check here. It's a little more of a neutral vibe. For $14.99, we have this one that says we love fall most of all. And for $14.99, we have this one here with the mushrooms. Not really into the mushrooms, but I have to say I like the coloring on this one too. And for $14.99, we have an oldie but a goodie here with the classic white pumpkin. I don't see the orange or the neutral pumpkin, so I'm not sure if they're going to have those ones this year, but so far we have it in the white. And we did see this one in the last video, but I'll just shoot it again really quick. This is $21.99 for the Peanuts themed fall doormat. And then they have 3 different layering mat options here that you can choose from. So they have the buffalo check here in the black and cream or black and tan. That is $10.99. And then they have this nice orange one here for $11.99. And then this pumpkin one for $11.99 with the fringe on the ends of that one.